Have you ever wondered what distinguishes the psychology of Vietnamese people from the rest of the world? Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel, The Intriguing Mind of Vietnam. Well, to understand the fascinating psychological landscape of Vietnam, we must first delve into the country's rich cultural heritage. Vietnam, a vibrant Southeast Asian nation, boasts a cultural tapestry that is as diverse as it is profound. The cultural heritage of Vietnam, stretching back more than 2,000 years, has been a remarkable influence on the psychology of its people. It's a blend of indigenous customs and external influences, all weaving together to form the unique Vietnamese psyche. Now, let's delve into one aspect of this psyche that truly sets the Vietnamese apart: their collectivist culture. To put it simply, a collectivist culture values the group over the individual. In Vietnam, this mindset is not just a social norm, but a fundamental part of life. It shapes their interactions, their relationships, their decision-making processes, and indeed, their psychology. In a collectivist culture like Vietnam's, people view themselves primarily as parts of a larger social group. Whether it's their family, their community, or their nation, the group's needs often take precedence over individual desires. This emphasis on collective harmony can be seen in every facet of Vietnamese life, from their community-oriented festivals to their cooperative work practices. And it's not just about prioritizing the group. This mindset fosters a deep sense of interconnectedness and interdependence among the Vietnamese. They believe that their actions can significantly impact the group and that they share a collective responsibility towards their community. This sense of shared responsibility, mutual dependence, and collective identity greatly influences their psychological perspectives. It's truly fascinating how the rich cultural heritage and collectivist culture of Vietnam intricately weave to shape the psychology of its people. It's a testament to the power of culture in shaping our minds and our perception of the world around us. So, the next time you think about the psychology of different cultures, remember this: the Vietnamese, steeped in a rich cultural tradition, have developed a unique psychological perspective, deeply rooted in their collective culture, the collectivist mindset. To understand the Vietnamese psyche, we must first delve into the concept of collectivism. This concept is not about the acquisition or accumulation of things. Rather, it's about the building and nurturing of relationships. It's about the collective, the group, the community. It's about putting the needs and wants of the many above the desires of the individual. In the West, we often champion individualism, the idea that we should be free to pursue our own goals, independent of others. But in Vietnam, it's a bit different. Here, collectivism is deeply ingrained, and it's not just about economics or politics. It's a way of life, a mindset that pervades every aspect of society. This collectivist mindset manifests in various ways in Vietnamese society. For instance, in the importance placed on family. The family unit isn't just seen as a group of related individuals, it's a collective entity unto itself, a microcosm of society. Each member has a role to play, a duty to fulfill, all working together for the good of the whole. The same is true for the wider community. In Vietnam, people often live in close proximity to each other, both physically and emotionally. They work together, celebrate together, and support each other in times of need. This is not out of obligation, but out of a deep sense of community, a belief in the power of the collective. Harmony is another key aspect of the Vietnamese collectivist mindset. It's about maintaining balance, about ensuring that actions and decisions benefit the group, not just the individual. It's about respecting the traditions of the past, while embracing the possibilities of the future. But perhaps the most significant impact of this collectivist mindset is on the behavior and attitudes of the Vietnamese people. Their values, their beliefs, their actions are all shaped by this sense of collective responsibility, of communal harmony. They are mindful of how their actions affect others, and they strive to contribute positively to their community. The collectivist mindset is a cornerstone of Vietnamese psychology, shaping their values, attitudes, and behavior. It's a way of thinking, a way of living that has been passed down through generations and continues to shape the unique and fascinating psyche of the Vietnamese people. The role of Confucianism. In addition to collectivism, Confucianism plays a significant role in shaping Vietnamese psychology. Originating from the teachings of the Chinese philosopher Confucius, Confucianism is more than a religion. It is a comprehensive guide to life and society. Its principles are deeply ingrained in Vietnamese culture, influencing the way people think, behave, and interact. At the heart of Confucianism is the concept of ren, or benevolence, which encourages people to act with kindness and empathy towards others. This principle fosters a sense of community, where the welfare of the group takes precedence over individual desires. It's not surprising, then, to find Vietnamese people placing great value on relationships and social harmony. Confucianism also emphasizes respect for authority and hierarchy. In Vietnamese society, this translates into a deeply rooted respect for elders and those in positions of power. This deference to authority can be seen in various social settings, from the family unit to the workplace, and is often reflected in the language used to address others. Another key principle of Confucianism is the concept of face. Maintaining face, or preserving one's reputation and dignity, is of paramount importance. It's not just about avoiding embarrassment or shame, it's about upholding societal expectations and norms. This principle shapes Vietnamese behavior, often encouraging modesty, self-restraint, and careful consideration of one's actions. Moreover, Confucianism promotes the idea of continual self-improvement and learning. This has fostered a culture that values education and knowledge, contributing to the Vietnamese diligence and perseverance. It's clear that Confucianism's influence extends far beyond philosophy or religion. Its principles are deeply woven into the fabric of Vietnamese society, shaping attitudes, behaviors, and social structures. Not only does it provide a moral compass, but it also shapes the lens through which Vietnamese people perceive and interact with the world. Confucianism, with its emphasis on hierarchy, respect, and face, deeply influences the psychological makeup of the Vietnamese. The influence of history. The history of Vietnam is another crucial factor that has shaped the psychology of its people. The Vietnamese psyche is like a tapestry, intricately woven with threads of historical experiences that have molded the character of its people. One look at the timeline of Vietnam reveals a series of significant events that have challenged, shaped, and ultimately strengthened the Vietnamese spirit. From the 1,000 years of Chinese rule to the French colonization, from the bloody Vietnam War to the economic reforms of the late 20th century, each era has left an indelible mark on the collective psyche of the Vietnamese people. The resilience of the Vietnamese people is perhaps most evident in their response to foreign invasions. Despite centuries of foreign rule, the Vietnamese have maintained their unique cultural identity. This resilience in the face of adversity is a testament to the strength and adaptability of the Vietnamese character. Let's consider the impact of the Vietnam War. The horrors of this conflict, the loss, the destruction, have had an undeniable impact on the Vietnamese psyche. But the aftermath of the war also saw a nation determined to rebuild and move forward. This ability to adapt, to pick up the pieces and forge ahead, is a remarkable feature of the Vietnamese psychological profile. The economic reforms of the late 20th century, known as Doi Moi, further illustrate this adaptability. Faced with an economy in crisis, the Vietnamese people embraced change and worked tirelessly to transform their country into one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. The Vietnamese mindset is also characterized by a strong sense of perseverance. This is a people who, throughout their history, have faced challenges head-on, refusing to be defeated or defined by them. They have shown an ability to endure, to persevere, and to triumph over adversity. The historical experiences of the Vietnamese people have instilled in them a resilience and adaptability that is a hallmark of their psychological profile. This understanding of their history helps us appreciate the complexity and richness of the Vietnamese psyche, a psyche shaped by a remarkable blend of resilience, adaptability, and perseverance. Summarizing the Vietnamese psyche. To summarize, the psychology of the Vietnamese people is a complex interplay of culture, history, and philosophy. Just as a tapestry is woven from many threads, the Vietnamese psyche is a rich and intricate composition of several elements. Let's take a moment to revisit the key threads that weave together to form this fascinating psychological pattern. Firstly, we explored the influence of collectivism. This is a mindset that places the group's needs above the individual's. The Vietnamese people's strong sense of community and shared responsibility stem from this collectivist ethos. It manifests in their everyday interactions and relationships, fostering a sense of belonging and mutual support. Then, we delved into the profound impact of Confucianism. This ancient philosophy, with its emphasis on hierarchy, respect, and morality, has deeply ingrained itself in the Vietnamese psyche. It shapes their attitudes towards family, authority, and social harmony, and continues to guide their behaviors and decisions. We also examined the significant role history plays in shaping the Vietnamese mindset. The people of Vietnam have endured and overcome numerous hardships, from wars to colonial rule. This tumultuous history has instilled a remarkable resilience in the Vietnamese, along with an indomitable spirit of perseverance. Throughout these threads, we can identify unique psychological characteristics that define the Vietnamese people. They possess a deep-rooted sense of community, a respect for authority and tradition, and a resilient spirit born from their historical experiences. Yet, it's important to remember that the Vietnamese psyche, like any other, is not a monolith. It's as diverse and varied as the people themselves, shaped by individual experiences and perspectives. Understanding the Vietnamese psyche provides a fascinating insight into a culture that values harmony, respect, and resilience. Remember, the mind is a reflection of the culture that shapes it. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe and follow the Psychology and Physical Training channel for more videos. Thank you for watching.